Hi guys, Scott here from Outlaw Garage. Today we are back at the chop shop. Today it is Beetles. We are here today with a small herd of them. We have previously covered the Splitty over on the right hand side there. There is our epic bread van, the notorious beast that it is. Today we are covering our little oval. So here we go, this is an early oval. We've probably had this again, I don't know if this is about 8 years we've had this. It was painted matte black by the previous owner and the red wheels were put on by them. We will show you some of the inside as well, which is a little bit red, not to our liking, but it is what it is. She's not in bad condition, so the bits that we've done are mainly at the rear, so we will cover those in a moment. We did put the swan necks on, so they are our addition, because I guess the plan was just to kind of get it registered and on the road, but that plan kind of drifted off at one stage. As you can see, big fatties on the rear, again like the split Beetle. She's got a narrow beam and skinnies on the front as well. Previously in its life, it had had a lovely defect notice by the police in Western Australia, so it'd been shown some love by the police at one stage. But there is our little early oval, and I think again, for anybody who's paying attention, you might be able to see a little bit of fun at the rear there. So we're going to cover a bit of the inside of the car. Before we go to the obvious item, which is the door cards, we did put some new running boards on the car, so they look quite nice there. This is what we mean, the theme of the doors with that velour flame down the side. Look at that thick shag pile carpet on the doors. They are 54 doors with the ribbing here on the doors there. It does have backwing steering wheel, and again the interior design is carried on through to the other door card. We have done a fair bit of work in it, so as you can see there, the roof stripped out, it's all stripped out at the back. We started to put in rear seat belts, and we've started to do the work to put in the front seat belts as well, to make it a little bit more compliant for the fun end that we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, there's been a fair amount of work there, but we did kind of stop for a period of time. So here we go, we get to the front end of the oval. This has a drag motor in it, which we got from Rose many moons ago. The motor was running a little while ago, probably been a couple of years since we've started it, so we haven't started it today because we probably have to go through a bit of a checklist to make sure that everything's okay. There's the oval, there's the motor. I think it was either a 2100 or a 2300, and obviously it's got a great big turbo strap to it. Lovely carburetor setup. I think over in the corner somewhere there's a NOS kit for it as well, isn't there?
Yes, there definitely is.
Because clearly
you need more horsepower.
More horsepower. Definitely needs more horsepower. So there she is there. Custom exhaust. Were they from
that was from
a motorbike?
Yeah, they're from a motorbike, and Clint at SRM fabricated it up for us to fit. So
yeah. So it's got the running gear, the gearbox, the motor, the exhaust is all, it probably needs, I don't know, half a day's worth of running through just to make sure that everything's okay. And then realistically, an hour, easy an hour.
Yeah.
And then really, if we're gonna get it licensed, it needs an engineer certificate and seatbelts and bits and bobs.
It's had pre-approval.
Yeah, it's had pre-approval, yeah. So it isn't that far off, really. Like, it needs an engine lid, because here in Western Australia you need an engine lid which actually covers the engine. You can't run with standoffs, so that'd be a bit of a pain.
It might not pass the noise level.
Yeah.
That's the only iffy thing, because those mufflers are fairly quiet, but they were still quite loud.
I guess if it doesn't pass here in WA,
no, I guess
we'll take it over to to Melbourne and drag it on a club rego there. But there she is. I think she has got a bit of bog in her, bless her. But you know, she's not a bad car. Early oval. And she's in pretty good condition, really. There's a fair bit of work that's gone into her. Brakes are all done.
Yeah.
Has that got disc brakes at the front? Did we change that?
Yeah.
So that had a little disc brake kit there that we bought and installed. So she will stop. She will go and stop, which is a little bit like the 356. We do like to make sure that there is stopping power in the car as well. So mechanically,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that
it's not a long list to go through, because once the front belts are done, inertias are set, then the ride height has to be set, new rims, new tyres, all electrics have to be done, engine lid fabricated, and then cross your fingers and take it over.
Yeah. Yeah. Or down the drag strip.
Yeah. Or down the drag strip.
Yeah. There's an unofficial drag strip down the road. We won't mention that too much, just because we might get in trouble. But compared to the bread van, like the bread van's running, but that's not very far off.
No.
You know? So we've got a naturally aspirated Beetle, turbocharged Beetle, and the full set with the supercharged split screen. Look at that. So we've got every motor covered.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Look at those. So there, turbo motor. Little Judson. I think everybody's seen the bloody bread van motor, because that's been in and out more times than a yo-yo goes up and down. But yeah, she goes all right. I think next time we're here at the chop shop, we will try and get this thing started. It was running a little bit rough, but it just needed a tune. But the gearbox is great, exhaust matches, it all runs perfectly, it stops. It just needs just a little bit of tidying up. And if Rose does watch this video, she's probably like, well, bloody hell, boys, how long have you had my motor for and you've still not finished it? We have not given up yet, Rose. So it is still on the agenda. There's the old semaphores as well. I guess in this we'll only be using them when we're flying past people. So here we go. We did just have a look through the shelves. Here is the nitrous bottle for the Beetle. I think there's a little bit more wiring needed to do to fit this up. And I think Rose was using a £5 shot of nitrous when she was using it in the Beetle. But there we go. Nitrous and a little oval. That's a hell of a machine. Like, once we get that kind of finished off, that is a monster. What an engine and what a car. Especially for a early oval. Not many of these around either. It does need a fair bit of work on the outside, but you can kind of put up with that. So there we go, there's the oval. What we did forget to mention as well is that Wayne's little bug's over in the corner. I think this is going to get a little bit of restoration work, needs a bit of work on the engine, body, just a little bit. Not too much, like it's a lovely colour.
Yes.
Perfect colour. Early bug, what year?
58.
58, semaphore.
Semaphore. One of the early square windows.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Great look.
It'll look better when it's done. Or finished.
Yeah. But still, 4 bugs in the shop. Very nice. As we take a final look, the splitty, and then the power of NOS in the oval. Great little day. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video and the tour of the Oval and the other Beetles in the shop. This should be hitting the road fairly soon and hopefully coming to a screaming stop with the brakes that we've installed, because that motor and that NOS does definitely add some power to that little Beetle. So please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, loads more stuff coming, guys. See you later, see you soon.